small spark swimming just behind your out a warm deep ember, the colour of strength. Let it pulse once, twice, 3 times, and with each pulse it grows clearer, brighter, steadier.
I hold it whole. It settles
the
like
ember
stretches
stretches
depths of my soul.
into a thread of light,
Wonder the threads
curling upwards around your spine,
into grounded space,
pouring over your shoulders and cascading down your arms like a protective
in light,
cloak.
in shadow, in voice, in flame, the inner world.
See the glow expand into a sphere of soft fire,
The spell
a boundary that loves you, knows you, and answers to you alone. Nothing enters unless you invite. Nothing harmful can cross strong boundaries. Nothing hungry can cling to you. You are wrapped in your own ancestral shield, older than fear, older than harm, older than the world that bruised you. Hold this image as the words begin.
The spell takes a form beyond matter and time. I watch the words dance in a shimmering weave, threading their meaning through what I perceive. Each line is a pathway, each pulse is a tune, unlocking the shift that is meant for me. I breathe the pattern, I hold it whole.
Protected.
It settles like ink in the depths of my soul. By will and wonder, the threads interlace, bringing desire into grounded space. Round and round the spiral flows, where thought begins and power grows. In light, in shadow, in voice, in flame, the inner world and outer claim. The change I call, the truth I choose, which serves my path, I will not lose.
Begin again, spiral.
The spell returns,
Begin
the spell
again.
repeats. Heart to vision, vision to beats. Loop by loop, the magic is spun. By what I have stated, it is already done. The spell returns, the spell repeats. Heart to vision, vision to beats. Loop by loop, the magic is spun. What I have started is already done. Begin again, the spiral turns. Begin again, the magic learns. Begin again, the vision glows. Where intention flows, the outcome grows. Begin again, the spiral turns. Begin again, the magic learns. Begin again, the vision glows. Where intention flows, the outcome grows.
There we go, all clean and fresh. Did you do your visualizations? We are all clean and fresh. Nothing that is yours you don't need to keep. You just send it on its way. And then you just say, right, it's time for a cuppa. Time for a cuppa and a little bit of morning on the water. Okay. So if you're nicely settled, whoops, I've got some echoes. Where's it coming from? I love technology. Not really. Okay, I've got to turn the volume down. Nope, turn the volume down somewhere. Okay, all echo is gone. Don't frighten me like that. If my microphone is doing double echoey, please let me know. Come on to the live chat on Facebook, or you can find me on the WhatsApp, the Dark Moon community. That's always nice. They get all my first musics and podcasts and stuff. But anyway, imagine to waking up to the hush of the water, the tranquil stillness before the day begins. It's the kind of silence that hums quietly under the sounds you haven't quite noticed yet. The faint tap of ripples on the side of the boat. It's usually not ripples. They're usually like swan going, "Oi, wake up." The half-heard calls from lots and lots of, probably 1,000,001 waking birds out there. It's interesting how I can identify the different calls of the birds now. I don't quite know what they are, but I can. There's individual traits being noticed now, and a faint whisper of the breeze, just touching the surface of the water. So the water isn't still this morning. As I said, it's 6 degrees out there, so it's fresh. It's fresh. And yet there it is. It's light. The light is here, and it's soft and it's liquid, and it's spilling across the gentle grey of the sky. We've got some blue patches this morning. I've missed them. It was nice to see the sunrise today and see that there is spaces in the clouds. The world looks as if someone has brushed it with calmness, then traced streaks of pale blue through the clouds. The sky has those shy moments of colour. The promise of brightness is just beginning to unfold. The air across the water, it's kind of nice to take a deep breath. It's fresh and alive. Each breath feels clearer, deeper, as if the world itself is exhaling. I stick my head out round the corner of the door. I'm not getting out any further. That requires putting trousers on or something. And it's a little chilly. It's like, ooh. But the wooden boards are cold. But for a moment, you just hold and you just look around. And the trees are in sort of familiar tree shape. And yet they look washed, they look clean. Feeling the rhythm of the water as it sort of rocks the boat as I move about it. This is familiar now, this slow, subtle motion of the boat. I could probably sort of balance quite happily on a train or a plane or anything else that sort of rocks. If the dog moves the other side of the boat, you feel it. And the sway kind of reminds you that the water is moving. The world is also moving. Yeah. It's never still, yet it is peacefully moving. The surface of the water catches the light like glass, like a rippled glass this morning, shifting with every breath of the wind. And then they burst themselves into your attention, the swans. I haven't seen them in a day or two. They've been about. They got this thing going with the dog. It's kind of a relationship. But they were waiting for me. Like, yeah, that one feeds us. You see that boat over there? That one gives us stuff. And there's a little bag of sort of slightly stale bread that is on the deck there. That's probably for us. Let's go and nag. There's no doubt about it. It was, oi, feed me. And they're very regal swans. And yet they're total assholes. Okay? They wag their tails, they hiss, and they nag. And they will nibble on your hull of the boat until you come out. And they wind the dog up no end. But they're kind of like the dogs of the water. But they've been doing this same dance with humans and water, probably for centuries. So I grab the small bag of crusts and tear the pieces up by one. The sound of the torn loaves, it winds the dog up even more. So we've got Barky Dog. You can't feed them, Mummy. You're betraying me. So I have a handful of dog biscuits and I put that down on the deck. My dog eats the dog biscuits. And then I put the bread out for the swans. Now, some people say you shouldn't feed them bread, and this is like sourdough seeded bread. I don't know. Swans seem to like it. They seem pretty healthy enough. Ducks hovering around, they're a little shy. The swans move closer, and they're beautiful. They're slightly dirty. They've got dirty brown sort of heads. They've been putting their heads down in the mud, I guess. But they are still very, very beautiful, very elegant beings. And their ripples, you can look down and you can see they're reflected into the rippling on the water. And their little feet, little paddles, sort of going round in circles as they try and keep still so that they can scoop up the bread, which starts to fall apart in the water. And the ducks darting in. There's a male and female duck. That's probably a name from Mallard and don't know. But they are coming in to see if they can steal any crusts, and the swan's warming them off several times, but it's food, so they're going to come in. And it's just nice. It's like, this is little bursts of life. This is not something you can record and put on a video and feed back to somebody, and you wouldn't get the whole thing. So, yeah, it's a connection. It's honest. It's a simple connection. And the bird song grows, and a blackbird. I know the blackbird one, and in the evening, the pigeons have this sort of cool coo thing, but not louder, but just alive, like the air itself is waking. A robin. There's some little tiny finches around, and they weave through each other. They're probably saying things like, "I need a mate. Screw me now," something like that. They're probably saying lots of rude things. Because it is spring, and they want a nest, and they want a mate, and the urge is there to make babies. Laying eggs, shoving them out of the nest at certain times. Certainly there's a lot more appeal sometimes than the way we do it, but there we go. So I breathe, and I gaze. I don't put my glasses on in the morning. I can't see, everything's blurry, but I don't want to see. I just want to sort of get the impressions of it all. So if you close your eyes now, don't do that if you're driving. It's really bad, and you're not that stupid. The light becomes sort of just a gentle warmth behind your eyelids, kind of quiet glow. And now I'm projecting out how the deck moves gently through each rhythm. It's not enough to unsettle. You don't have to lose your balance. It's just enough to remind you that you're part of this rhythm. Part of the flow, part of the breathing water, the gliding swans, and the world beginning again, one soft morning at a time. And the wind brushes your skin. It's cool. Yet you imagine each sound deepening the calm, the fluttering of wings lifting off the gentle ripples of the water, tiny splash of a duck. Each sound, each moment is soothing. Each breath is grounding. The moment stretches, and in the stillness, there's something bright forming, right? It's a quiet happiness. It doesn't ask for attention. It just settles in. It's spring. This is the time of life. Life in such richness that we can barely understand it. And you're allowed to feel that life. You're part of it. And you're allowed to just sort of glow with a little bit of happiness that you're part of it. It's not requiring anything of you because you're a part of it anyway. And the clouds are beginning to lift slightly now. And the light warms just a shade more. Blue opens further in the sky, and somewhere nearby you hear a guttural crow's call. It's long distance and it's effortless. It carries across the water like a voice from the outer world. You can imagine yourself standing there just a little longer, feeding, watching, breathing, feeling the distance between thought and peace go thinner and thinner until they almost blend. The ducks finish their meal and they drift away. The swans linger a little longer, dipping and gliding, bread's all gone. And then, without hurry, turn to peck at the hull for a bit, just to wind the dog up a little more. What remains is this soft rhythm, the water, the breath, the bird song, the kind of sound that carries through you instead of to you, the kind of sound you remember later when the world feels too quick. Take another breath. It's free. It's deeper this time. Fill your lungs with the canal side morning, that freshness, that kind of breathed in quiet. The day will start. The day will go on. It always does. But you've started the day with light, with calm, and something quietly joyful. As the water laps softly against the hull, and the sky opens wider and wider, and you wonder whether it'll stay grey or turn to a lot more blue. You might smile to yourself and whisper, ever so softly, everything begins again, right here, right now. I will indeed. I got myself a cup of tea now. Oh, life's good. Life's always good with the first cup of tea in the morning. That's one of my and it's been a bit of a pain because I've managed to tea stain my teeth. I get the coffee stains the same and stuff, but tea staining my teeth is a little bit annoying. I don't know what to do about that. I've looked at the stuff that you can buy from chemists and stuff. A lot of it looks a little bit dodgy, to be honest. I'm not sure if it all works, but if anyone's got any suggestion, I need to tea stain my teeth. But okay, so that was a nice little hypnosis piece for the morning. I try and start the day that way, with a bit of meditation and hypnosis. And so that's going to be a kind of a morning thing. Sometimes it's a little later than others because it depends on how rushed I am. But we enjoy doing actually guided meditations here as well. So there's a lot going on. My YouTube is a little scary monster, and I'm still trying to work it all out. But I'm on Facebook. You can find a Facebook page called the Dark Moon Rocks radio station. That's a lot of fun. And yeah, Substack stuff. Now Substack has introduced me back because there's a guy called Vernon Coleman. Now he is virtually unknown because he's not a mainstream media guy, and he's been cancelled so many times. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the political side of things. I probably will in a bit, but with Vernon Coleman, Dr. Vernon Coleman, he's an old man in a chair, used to do a whole bunch of stuff during COVID. A very, very smart guy. He's got older, but he's got a page, vernoncoleman.com. And never mind the bookshop, never mind all the political stuff, never mind the health issues. Not talking about that, okay? I'm going to talk about his love of animals. And he's got a whole thing. He's done research on vivisection and prescription drugs and how it causes cancer in animals. And he's gone the deep end of it. But his love of animals comes through gloriously. And he's been a vegetarian since he was 10. Now, I'm not a vegetarian, but he is very, very committed to his journey and his love of animals. And for that alone, I would recommend him. He is on Substack and used to do a whole bunch more, but he gets chased off a lot of platforms. But Vernon Coleman, and all I'm saying is that he loves animals and has got a lot of beautiful stuff on his. Now, I didn't know that. I thought he was purely all the political and against, big pharma and all of that. Now, I'm not advertising him for that because I'm not going to get myself into trouble. But if you happen to wander over there, I'm sure you'd be entertained. But his love of animals and I think goodness shines through this man. He's a warrior. He must be in his 80s and 90s by now. And yeah, the whole thing about sort of animal magic and environmentalists and all of that is all found on his website. He calls certain trusts nasty and psychopathic, and he's probably right. I don't know. But yeah, check out Vernon Coleman's website, and because he's got some stuff there on animals that is rather beautiful. Shadow isn't where you fall apart. It's where you stop pretending that you're fine and finally find your feet. Dark Moon Rocks Radio, where you'll find it. So yesterday I did a shadow breathing, didn't I? The Shadow Moons of Power. And it was like a 10-15 minute interlude of doing Jungiism over what's happening in the news, and I was quite happy about that. That one worked. I've been playing with how to do a news, how to deal with the news, because it is a huge aspect of the darkness, the shadow, right? you feel shit when you watch the news, and it's broadcasted everywhere. You can't miss it. And basically, this is what I've been trying to find a way to not feel so powerless about it all. And I think I've done it. I'm quite pleased with myself. So what I did was I put together a 30-minute show on that, and you can find it on my Substack, I think. I think I put it onto Facebook as well, because I put a video to it. I don't like putting video stuff to things. I much prefer the audio, but everything demands video. So it's like, okay, let's put things out there. But okay, I got Cerberus. Cerberus is my the god of the threshold. And since I was talking, I've been reading stuff about animals and from Vernon Coleman, I thought, right, let's play my Cerberus song. I've also got one of a cat, Basset. Play that one afterwards. Cerberus, Cerberus, you're not my fear. You are the threshold I crossed to get there. 3 heads, 1 tooth, you guard which I have buried. I will descend, I will descend, I will meet the shadow at the bend. I will descend, and I'll meet They call him Monster. A beast of dark and red, 3 eyes of fire burning where he did tread. But no, he was just the keeper of the door, the guardian of everything being before. Not born to terrify, but born to hold the line between the dying and the bold. You're not my fear. You are the threshold I'm crossing to get there. 3 heads, 1 tooth, and guard which I have buried. I will descend, I will descend, I will meet the shadow at the bend. I will descend, and I'll meet the shadow. He let the dead walk in, but never out. A boundary drawn by purpose, not from doubt. Not evil, no, containment is his name. The hound that holds the fire and the flame. Even Hercules put his weapons bare. You cannot kill the things that make you dare. Cerberus, you're not my fear. You are the threshold I crossed to get there. 3 heads, 1 tooth, you guard which I have buried. And finally done with being buried. I will descend, I will descend, I will meet the shadow at the bend. I will descend, and I'll meet the shadows at the bend. The hound is not outside the gate, he lives inside, he always waits. He's every wound you locked away, each grief you swore you'd face someday. The rage you buried clean and cold, the stories left untold. He asks, are you prepared to meet your own descent, to walk through doors that shut upon consent? The answer is, I am. The answer is, I go. You cannot have the light without the undertow. Cerberus, Cerberus, you are not my fear. You are the threshold I cross to get there. 3 heads, 1 tooth, you guard which I have buried. I will descend, I will descend, I will meet the shadow at the bend. I will descend, and I'll meet the shadow. 3 heads to face what I refuse to see. A serpent's tail, an old skin shedding through. Every door brings back the way you came, not every passage. So let the hound release its jaws, stand back. I've come to walk the underworld and not look back. Face it, see it, feel it. cross it anyway. He's the boundary, he's the containment, he's the necessary resistance before Cerberus, you're not my fear. You are the threshold I cross to get there. 3 heads, 1 truth, you guard which I have buried. I'm finally done with being buried. I will descend, I will meet the shadow at the bend. I will descend, and I'll meet the shadows at the bend. That's a little bit of a muddy one, I think. I can do better than that. Yeah, this is all my music. I put it all together, but I take the music from Pixabay, which I'm very grateful for. Thank you, Pixabay, all the creators on there, and they sign it off and say that it's like eligible to be used on YouTube as long as I do not use it as standalone. So I'm quite happy to blend my own words and blend sound effects and blend them all together. I've managed to learn how to blend music, but I've got to learn how to create it. That's the next step, and I'm trying. I don't see myself as a musician. I'm a poet, I'm a bard, I understand that sort of thing. But putting together words are spells. I'd call my songs spell songs. And I'm not actually singing them because I don't know how to do that either. I guess I'm not big and brave enough to sing the songs, but it's a wonderful medium of changing who and what we are. Now, a lot of corporations are using it for negative, right? Makes you feel bad. Anything that makes you feel bad. And that was kind of the shadow briefing yesterday. All my stuff is all empowerment, self-empowerment. You have to empower yourself. And each subliminal that I've woven into this, I've tried to make it obvious because I want you to recognize them. I want you to hear how the words are strung together and what they do. I'm not going to teach. There's a lot of people teaching up there. There's a guy I bought a book from, Chase Hughes. Now, do I recommend him anymore? I don't know. There's something about him. He is, I think, very much a smart cookie who, he's been on Joe Rogan and he's been on a whole bunch of podcasts, and there is something about him. I mean, he's ex-CIA or something, and it's like, yeah, I'm not sure I trust this guy, but I bought one of his books and he's got some very, very interesting insights. That's about it, really. Yeah, you wouldn't put it past him to use language for his own benefit. I mean, they're all doing it. It's like across the board. They're all sort of using words in ways that can influence. I suppose that's really quite the whole thing about words. But start listening to the pattern of it, and who is preaching. This is my latest thing, is who is preaching, who's getting up there and preaching their gospels. Now, I'm not Christian. I recognize that Christianity has done a lot for the world, but it's also fucked up a lot of the world. The world is not black and white, as in everything's good and evil, right? There is an awful lot of greys. And yes, darkness is not evil. That's the other thing. It's not the evil space. It's not where you find your personal demons, but you created that, so it's all your fault. Ah, dear. Okay, let's play the cat one. Okay, we had the dog. We've now got to play the cat one. I like this one. It's got pussycat noises in it. Hail Basset. From ancient sands where pharaohs reigned supreme, a lioness of fire, fierce beyond all dreams. She prowled the desert with the blazing sun, but grace would follow when the battle was done. Through centuries she changed her fearsome form, from raging tempest to a shelter from the storm. Her cat's soft paws replaced the lion's might, but kept the inner flame to guard children. O Basset, Lady of Bubastis, the Eye of Ra and the Mistress of the Sky, you who strike down the enemies of your father, you are the great protectress who drives away the shadows and fills the temples with light. We play your sistrum before your beautiful face and dance to your ka, that you may grant us life and health and keep our homes safe beneath your watchful eye. In every whisker, in every gleaming eye, the sacred vessels walk beneath the sky. They hunt the serpents and guard the precious grain, and those who harm them face the goddess's pain. Small and silent, yet they hold her fire, protection wrapped in fur, a divine desire. From vermin, venom, darkness at the door, the cats of Egypt, blessed forevermore. O Basset, Lady of Bubastis, the Eye of Ra and the Mistress of the Sky, you who strike down the enemies of your father, you are the great protectress who drives away the shadows and fills the temples with light. We play your sistrum before your beautiful face and dance to your ka, that you may grant us life and health and keep our homes safe beneath your watchful eye. She shields the threshold where the family dwells, breaks the curse of thieves and evil spells. For women and children and those who need their care, through birth and blessing she's always there. Against the serpent, chaos, Epep's threat, she guards the sun god, never to forget. The enemies hidden that prowl unseen, dissolve before her eyes, golden, fierce and keen. O Basset, Lady of Bubastis, the Eye of Ra and the Mistress of the Sky, you who strike down the enemies of your father, you are the great protectress who drives away the shadows and fills the temples with light. We play your sistrum before your beautiful face and dance to your ka, that you may grant us life and health and keep our homes safe beneath your watchful eye. But not in battle does her power cease. She teaches that our joy can bring us peace. Through music and dance and celebration sound, a joyful spirit where the strength can be found. So raise the sistrum, let the rhythm play, drive despair and darkness away. For in her temple, laughter is the key to guard the soul and keep the spirit free. O Lady, O Basset, Lady of Bastis, the Eye of Ra and Mistress of the Sky, the Eye of Ra and Mistress of the Sky. O Basset, Lady of Bubastis, the Eye of Ra and the Mistress of the Sky, you who strike down the enemies of your father, I've got a putty tat curled up by my knee, and my puppy is, he gets up and barks at people as they go by. I can't do anything about that. He's a Labradoodle Alsatian mix, and the Alsatian in him has got wicked butt growl, wicked bark. He sounds really mean, which is kind of useful because, it's some, people walking by. And he defends me, he protects me. I'm not allowed to speak to some people. He's got this sort of thing about some people. Now, I've never had a dog before, so I learned a lot about dogs. And some people I'm just not allowed to talk to. It's like, great, thanks. Right, let's have some cosmic weather forecast. Weather. The weather forecast. Venus, newly in Aries, is locking eyes in the sky with Pluto in Aquarius over the next 18 hours. Now, I'm not an astrologist, okay? I know the basics. I'm just amused by all of this. The sextile is graceful, supportive, a supportive transit that brings the opportunity for something meaningful to shift beneath the surface. Venus in Aries awakens desire. Oh dear. And turn all that nonsense off. It brings courage to the heart and a willingness to be honest about what we truly want, rather than quietly settling for what is familiar. Pluto, now firmly moving through Aquarius, works at a deeper level. Pluto exposes truth. It reveals the underlying dynamics in our relationships, our attractions, and even the ways we give our power away. Okay. When Venus and Pluto connect through a sextile, desire can be a doorway to transformation. What begins as simple curiosity or magnetism may reveal something deeper. A conversation may uncover emotional truth. A moment of attraction may illuminate what the heart is truly ready for now. At the same time, another layer of the sky adds depth to this moment. Chiron in Aries squaring Juno in Capricorn, bringing awareness to old wounds around commitment, loyalty, and expectations we carry into partnership. This tension invites us to notice where past experiences may still be shaping the agreements we make in love. The invitation is not to reopen old pain, but to bring awareness and maturity to it. Because when desire is met with honesty and self-awareness, something powerful becomes possible. Love begins to evolve beyond all old patterns. Sometimes transformation doesn't begin with a dramatic event. Sometimes it begins with a message, the quiet realization that something meaningful may be starting to unfold. Woohoo! Sounds pretty much like the birds singing outside. Birds and bees are singing outside. That basically, yes, it's time to make babies. No, thank you. I'm going to pass. But yes, I'm in a relationship. Thank you. Don't look beyond that. But this is from Penny Shelton. She is a professional astrologer consulting astrologer on Facebook. She is pretty good. She posts up a lot of stuff about what's going on in the skies. Now, my own personal thing is basically it's tides. If there's things happening I don't know about the tides, if you don't know about sort of whether Mercury retrogrades is forming a flowing trine to Jupiter, then, I mean, if you knew about it, then at least you can counteract it, because the moon affects me. But there is a lot of keywords here that I don't know the meaning for, and I'm quite happy in not knowing the meaning of. But I woke up this morning to a very, very lovely testimony from a friend who I'm very fond of, and she's awesome, and she wrote me a testimony. If you'd like a reading on Weaves of Waves, she's written me a testimony for that, and I'm going to have to put that up. And it's awfully unhumble is when you have to put testimonies and references sort of on your website saying, look at me, buy my stuff. It's not very English, okay? I have trouble with that area of sort of, yes, shouting, getting up on the tables and shouting stuff. Right, okay, let's play something. Fight to Rise, there we go, nice oldie. Get off your knees. Reach inside, reach inside. They seek your spark. This world is reaching deep inside. fishing for your soul and opening you wide. Coping methods on full red alert, looking for viruses they insert. It's okay, you are stronger than this. We were born to fight and to resist. Stronger than this. This world born to rise. All inside, fishing to resist. For your spark, your tide. They test your nerves, they press, they pry, till truth itself begins to lie. But every scar is proof you've burned, and still your power has returned. Fight. You were born from storm and twist, to fight, to rise, to still exist. You were born from storm and twist, to fight, to rise, to still exist. You're stronger than their kiss. You were born to fight and to resist. Breathe deep, stand tall, let the shadows know. We broadcast light to one and all. You'll shine, and what you know, they cannot take. What still will grow, you'll shine, what you know. There we go. Fight to rise. Again, it was a poem once. It's now a song. It's quite strange. Right, what am I looking at here? Yeah, I've got to sort my files out. I get too many files. You put too many files in these things and I don't know where they all go eventually. But we shall work it out. Your scars prove you survived what tried to break you. That's not nothing. Dark Moon Radio. Indeed. Okay. So yes, I did a podcast yesterday. I'm trying to keep them all straight. It's a little bit. Was it a podcast yesterday? There was the shadow briefing. It was the water runs meditation. I put these on my radio station. You've got 24/7 now, pretty much. Pretty much chock-a-block full of podcasts, full of meditations, full of music, stories. I love my hypnotic stories. So check out the website darkmoon.rocks. There you can go to the radio station. I have been trying to get a Google app. But yeah, that's taking a lot more time than I can be bothered with. Yes. So the Google app may be one day where you can just click on it, and there's a couple of people doing the testing out, but it's a bit of a yeah. I've got to go through it again with Apple. I'm going to have lots of alcohol in the house before I. Google was a nightmare. Google development. Oh my goodness! And I paid for it. I have to pay 25 quid for it. It's a lot of money for me. But I got it all set up. The station does the design stuff, but I got my end set up. It took an awful lot. That was over just before Christmas. And I have 8 people who have signed up for it. I need 12. So if you are on Google and you would like to test my app, that would be awesome. Send me a message and send me your Google email address. Because, I need I just need a few more, basically, and then the test is over, and then it will go into sort of normal stream. But what a nightmare trying to do that. Technology is not my strong point, even though I'm Generation X and we grew up programming videos. I still blink lots at some of this stuff. Anyway, let's have a wealth spell. Does anybody need some more money out there? I know you do. Let's bring in some money.
As I listen to these sounds and see shapes in my mind, the pathways I rise and intentions aligned with golden thread, my breath so still. I call abundance to meet my will. No force is needed, no greedy pull. The flow arrives when my heart is full. Money moves where clarity grows. Golden doors open and opportunity flows. With every loop the spell takes hold. Not bought, not borrowed, but wisely bold. With every loop the spell takes hold. Not bought, not borrowed, but wisely bold. Aligned with truth and grounded in grace, prosperity finds its rightful place. And past old toils, I rise in worth, I claim my space. Wealth walks towards me at its pace. I rise in worth, I claim my space. Wealth walks towards me at its pace.
Yeah, lots of fun. That was quicker. That was quicker than I thought it was. Thought that was a long one. Okay, some weirdness at the beach then. Yeah. A voice unheard, unwanted in the crowd. We'll find what she screams is simply not allowed. In rhyme or reason, the doors are shut. All are silenced, but do not make the cut. To make that cut, you must deny your soul. Believe what we tell you does not grow old. We have now got nothing but silence to offer. Even a hand to hold would not be suffered. My anger feels as if I'm all alone, just another anti-person making a moan. My labels list has grown overnight in the dark. I guess this is what happens when you're governed by sharks. This world has got so alien to me. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be. An idiot that cannot, will not follow the herd. Or a flat earther, anti-sciencer that's being confirmed. I can't be what you want me to be. I can't let you see what I see. So the dance goes on and on. Until the shift leaves us all gone. Yeah, there was weirdness at the beach. There was definite weirdness at the beach. I was at the beach over the weekend. It was very grey. It was quite nice though. It was just the air is a lot more like, woof, it's ionized. It's like you can. It's like somebody's giving you a shot of sugar or hot chocolate. Talking of which, we went to some place in Wales and there was a restaurant by the beach and they had Italian hot chocolate. It was like creamed hot chocolate. I have never tasted anything like it. I was licking the cup. I tore the cup in half so I could actually get down to the bottom. That was chocolate extreme. I mean, it's like, whoa. And the hit that I get from chocolate is just it should be illegal. Wrote this about chocolate. I'm not advertising. If anyone would like me to advertise, I would advertise that restaurant's hot chocolate, that's for sure. But yeah, I wrote this poem about chocolate. Chocolate, dark and holy, little altar in a silver skin. Purest water on the hottest, driest day. You touch my tongue, oh, and steal my breath away. First bite, teeth break the velvet seam. A molten hush, a sugared dream, an amber rush of chocolate. Like the coldest, purest water on the hottest, driest day. That first sweet bite of chocolate takes my breath away. It melts against my teeth as I bite a little deep. A sugary explosion that my taste buds rush to meet. It floats across my tongue like a river breaking free. A wave of chocolatey sweetness rolling all through me. It travels through my bloodstream with a happy little hit. That empty but so glorious joy that nothing else can fit. My nervous system sighs and lays its worries down in signals soft of safety. I could almost drown. A warmth fills the hollowed spaces deep inside. The bloodstream, a quiet corridors race. A happy little spreading far and wide. Though fleeting is its magic, we all know it too well. That contentment born of chocolate breaks beneath its beautiful spell. The call comes back to haunt us, soft and sweet and sure. One bite was never quite enough, we always hunger more. It isn't real, this rosy glow, this sugar-coated bliss. But life looks so much kinder through a haze as sweet as this. So let the world keep turning with its troubles and its strife. A little square of chocolate makes my life a sweeter little god of bliss and ache, melting me gently deep inside. For sweetness is loving sin. That's nice. It makes me smile. You know what? You're beautiful. You're loved. You're needed. You're alive for a reason. You're stronger than you think. You're gonna get through this, and I'm glad you're alive. Don't give up. I'm talking to the chocolate. Sorry, had to do that. I'm talking to the chocolate. And yeah, I had some dark chocolate with no sugar and stuff, and that was a huge hit. In fact, you can't eat much more than that. But oh dear, I'm not going to ever sort of be able to stop that stuff. It makes the world a better place. That's all I can say. My partner says that basically it affects me a lot different than it does him. So maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just the weirdo. Probably. I'm quite happy with that. But chocolate. So I'm drifting down through social media and seeing what's what and what's going. I do that because it's like this is divination by social media. Okay, so you just keep scrolling until you find a message, and then you find another one, and then you find another one after that. I haven't found many today, to be honest, but divination through social media is quite amusing. See what the algorithm has for you today. The word I would say is just have maybe in the back of your mind. Maybe. Because I've got all kinds of, like, I have my own tendrils out, if you like, and I study what's coming up on social media. And some of it annoys me. Now, you see, I don't have things like X open. That I will get incensed about. It's like everybody's having a row about something, or they're shouting from the rooftops. They're preaching. There's an awful lot of preachers on Twitter, whatever. X is a stupid name. Why did he do that? But yeah, I get a lot of the news, what's happening in the world, from X, but I am aware that I don't have it open in the morning. It's not a morning thing. It'll come later when I'm armored up. Right, so what have we got next? Readings. Okay. To ask a question. I'm really good with questions. In fact, the Oracle always likes questions.
Book a reading, book a session, book your turning point. The Dark Moon rocks.
It does. A turning point. So if you feel that you are at a turning point and you'd like a reading, I'll do free ones on air. So if you just get on air and say, yes, please, I'd like a reading, I will do a reading on air. Otherwise, go to basically, where would it be? weavesofwaves.net, and all the booking stuff is all on there. It's very straightforward. It doesn't have to be complicated these days. But let's find out if we can give somebody a reading out there. Okay. I use the Thoth deck. The Thoth deck is an Aleister Crowley deck. Now, I'm not worried about Aleister Crowley, but some people may be worried about Aleister Crowley. He was an asshole, masochistic. Yeah, he liked his own pain, didn't he? Sadistic, probably. Left-hand pather, so he believed he was God, and there's quite a few guys out there that do. But he certainly made a living of it. But he gave his notes to a lady, Frida Harris, who created the Thoth deck. And I think it's more her deck than it is his, to be honest. Yeah. Right. Okay, so let's see who we're reading for today. This is you. This covers you. This crosses you. It's above you. Beneath. Behind. If it's got to stay in front of you. Okay, so where are we? Standard Celtic cross. Anybody who knows how to read tarot card, just start with the beginning. So you just put one down in the middle, two on top of it, one above, one below, one behind, one in front. Bog standard. This is created for not very smart people. It doesn't have to be smart. Love. Oh, we've got love all over the place. And the first thing I pull out. Now, this is kind of, it's not the big kind of love. It's kind of like self-love, maybe, or the renewal of friendship sort of love. You can love your friends, you can love your cats, your dogs, you can love lots of things. And it's kind of on the low level love. It's kind of affection and contentment with another person. Could be long term. It's not the fiery new love of passion and stuff. that comes again later. And yeah, okay, I'm interpreting what I see. So some people would say the Two of Cups represents fresh love. I'm saying what it means right here and now. And interpretations are huge. That's why so many people can teach tarot. It's because it depends on how you interpret it. And I'm saying that this is two people that are kind of like affectionate with each other. And there's a lot of work going on. So this person who has got a lot of work coming on, the tides are coming for your business. And it's not cool. Be it the tax man, the accountants, but the tides are coming for your business and you have got a lot on your plate. Where would I advise? Looking back, you're going to lose. You're going to lose a certain amount of this. But there are other things around you that will make it worthwhile. There is a very good friend, and he's spiritually powerful. And this spiritually powerful friend will give you the information you need, and also the hope, the power, the energy. Right, so crossed by the Hierophant. So in other words, the financial stuff and the stuff that you are going to lose, it's going to be taken away from you. And you can fight as much as you like, but I would say let go, just let go. It's not worth hanging on to because you're not going to win. But the spiritually powerful, you have the magic, you have the connections. You can let go of this. It is time. There's also time for a retreat. It's like back off from people. I know you got the love there, but it's a contentment, it's a friendship. It's something that may blossom into something more in time, but right now you've got basically the shit hitting the fan in both work, business, that sort of thing. Let go. Let it go. It will be fine. You have the backing, you have the creativity, you also have the seeker. So the hermit, you're a light in the darkness and you're seeking. Now you're seeking something more and this was holding you back. You don't need this. And also, yeah, you've ruled for enough. You've ruled the material world enough. It's time to let go and become a little bit more spiritual. So your friend that has got a lot of spiritual depth, link up with him. Learn from him, even if you just watch him. You know, there are ways of mimicking someone's thought pattern by just watching. Observe how they move their eyes and how they move their heads. If they move their heads to one side, watch the video patterns. Even if you don't know these people, you can watch them. I watched, what did I go and watch? Tony Robbins. Now he's an American life coach, and Americans do things very differently. It was a lot of cringe stuff for me. Yeah, a lot of bouncing up and down and yay team. I had problems with all that. But I watched the way he moves his head, his mind, his eyes, and you can see how he has created his business. And you can do that with people who you respect and you honor. See, I mentioned what Chase Hughes, and I've been watching him very carefully. And yes, I'm not surprised that there are issues against him. People are calling him a con artist. I'm not surprised. I don't have any proof one way or the other, but I watch the way he moves. And yes, he shows confidence, but it's not all the way there. Something else there. And you can watch these people on YouTube, you watch these people on all kinds of different things. And it's quite awesome how that you can copy mindsets. Some of them I can't do. Now, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. Nope. I watch him move and I thought if I could get that sort of inner calm, that would be awesome. But nope. But anyway, back to the reading. Watch these guys. Watch the people that are around you that have things, qualities that you require, and embed them. It's not hard. It's like website designing. Once you know how, it's fairly straightforward. You take that code and you embed it in yourself. Yes, I know, I'm using programming language, but this is, are we afraid of the digital age? Are we afraid of... I don't know. I have a foot very firmly buried on the grass, barefoot. I enjoy the digital forays into digital space. I enjoy a lot of the new technology. I look forward to having a robot that can carry my shopping. Actually, if it goes off and does my shopping, I'd be really happy for that. I'm happy to not drive a car. You know, I'm quite happy for a self-driving car. I think all of this is amazing, and it's beautiful and it's amazing. Do we want it in our society? I think so. I think I would have an army of robots go across the land and just clear up the rubbish. Ah, bliss. I would get something to clean off all graffiti and, you know, pick up litter. You know, robots work 24/7. You just program them. I just think, you know, welcome to the sci-fi age. They could do all kinds of things like look after people in hospital. Now you're saying that perhaps we shouldn't have robots in hospital, but people that wash floors and clean bedpans and wipe bottoms and stuff like that, you know, if they were gentle, you're not going to... People who do that burn out very quickly, and this would stop the burnout. Yes, there's pros and cons. There's arguments for and against, and people have the right to say, nope, I don't want a robot touching me. I would prefer a person. And it's okay, that's up to them. But are we afraid of the digital age? If so, go and read some science fiction. Philip K. Hamilton writes stuff. There's another one, Neil Asher, and all of these people have written science fiction fantasies about the future. The possible futures. Yeah, it could all go wrong. Yeah, we could have Skynet, but really, what happens if it doesn't? Wouldn't it be amazing? I'm going over somebody's reading here. You see, you've got the Six of Cups in front of you. You see, this leads me to believe that it's all going to work out right. It looks like shit. You've got the tides going against you. You've got defeat. So somebody, a rival, is going to win. But you've got the Hierophant, the Emperor, the Hermit. Those are three very, very powerful cards. With those three cards there, I'd say this is karma. In other words, you've got to lose. You've got to lose in some areas. It's your sacrifice, if you like. You're sacrificing. But you got this new love. You've got this new, or it's a love that's been simmering low that could flare up. And then you've got pleasure, which is like, you know, you're going to do fine. Let's just pick one card to see where it's all going. Victory. So from defeat, you will get victory. So, yeah, we're not feeling sorry for you. It will work out. It'll just be a shit time for a while. You've got good friends around you. You know this path. I get the feeling you've almost plotted it out. What did you want in return for the sacrifice? That's always an interesting question. Let's put a healing spell out there. So everybody who's in pain, who's got mental health issues, let's aim this one for mental health people. People who are overthinking, mentally depressed, anxious. Yeah, let's aim it for them.
As I listen to these sounds and soften my mind, the healing wakes in tension aligned through breath and worship and inner flame. My scattered pieces return again. I watch the glow unwind the pain, loosening shadows that once held rein. No rush, no force, no heavy demand, just gentle power rebuilding mind. Body, spirit, bone, breath, life returning from its stolen theft. Strength in stillness, hope in rest. I mend the places that hurt the best. Old wounds loosen, tightness releases. My soul gathers back its missing pieces. Calmness takes root, where the ache has grown. I rise again in flesh and bone. Round and round the spiral flows, throw weary limbs in heavy lows. Each loop a balm, each whispered grace, a soft renewal taking place. I heal by presence, not by fight. My inner world returns to light, and that which was lost finds me renewed, whole restored. Let the light say, I've got you.
There we go. Need to write a few more of those, I think. You got up today. Maybe that was easy, maybe it took everything you had. Either way, you did it. Tomorrow is uncertain. Right now is yours. Dark Moon Radio, we see you. We really do. Yes. Just ignore the barking in the background. Settle down, puppy. Oh dear. It's just people walking by. Okay, some power weaving going on.
Hear me now as the circle spins, a spell of power that rises within. From breath to word, from word to tone, I claim my voice, I make it known. Let rhythm gather, let cadence grow, let the truth in my marrow begin to flow. With every line my present expands, a leader who rises by heart, not hands. My voice is a beacon, a silver flame, drawing the weary, the curious, the sane. Resonant, steady, magnetic in flight, a star that speaks in the hush of the night. Let those who hear, feel, called to me, like waves returning to their sea. Let listening deepen, let interest spark, let echoes follow long after the dark. By breath and beat, by pulse and spell, my stories hold where others fell. I speak in layers, root, bone, sky, a voice remembered when moments no force, fly. No bind, no shadowed chain, just truth that rises through loss and pain. Authentic fire, a sovereign tone, the strength that stands and lives alone. I sing, I speak, I weave, I rise. My voice is heard through many eyes, magnetic, bright, enduring, clear. I call my people ever near. As the spiral turns, my reach grows wide, flowing outward, tide by tide. Those meant to hear will feel the call, a gentle pull, the softest thrall. Round and round the spiral rings, the power gathers, the power breathes. Spell begins, voice awoken, spell begins again. What I speak, the world will keep. Round and round the spiral rings. Power gathers, power breathes. Voice awoken, old and deep. What I speak, the world will keep. Voice awoken, old and deep. What I speak, the world will keep. Round and round the spiral weaves, the power gathers, the power breathes. I speak, I sing, I weave, I rise. My voice is heard through many eyes. The magnetic, bright, enduring, clear. I call my people ever new. From breath to word, from word to tone. I claim my voice. I make it known.
My voice is heard through many eyes. Now there you go. There is a prime example of a subliminal. Right. Okay. So something I prepared earlier is druids. What was the role of druids and wise women in society? Okay. So I put all my things together and I pulled out this. All my I have a Substack and I went into sort of England was pagan in the pagan days. And a lot of it is backlash to the Christian nationalism that's coming up. You know, there's an awful lot of stuff that comes up about Christianity built this country. And you're like, no, it didn't. Just go away. Look, it didn't. Christianity came along and yes, the outside of things, it looks pretty Christian. But on the inside, the old traditions, the old ways, yeah, I'm sorry. And how they, yeah, we've altered them in time. But, okay, today I want to talk about the roles of druid and wise women in ancient British society. So, they were fundamental to the spiritual, legal, and physical well-being of their communities. And it operated that way for centuries. And they functioned as a highly organized elite caste of professionals. And it was based on a meritocracy. In other words, it's the best people for the job. And also, you know, the women were the sisterhood. They didn't necessarily, in England, and they weren't necessarily called druids. But the wise women, they're the original face of witchcraft. They were the practical healers, the spiritual intermediaries. They were on the fringe of society. But there's an awful lot, just like the Volk, which I did a podcast a few weeks back. The roles were far more than just religious figures. Okay, they started off with the original academics. They went a rigorous training that could last up to 20 years. Right? School. That is 20 years of school. To memorize vast stores of poetry, lore, and sacred knowledge. This wasn't written down. This was master to student. They became the judges and the political leaders. They wielded immense political power as the priest-judge caste, controlling the legal system and the religious practices across Celtic lands. They were skilled astronomers, so they were like the olden days scientific experts. Calculated calendars, understood celestial movements, they did astrology, as well as metallurgists and herbalists. They used this knowledge to maintain stone circles, which functioned as a sophisticated astronomical computers. So, you know, we're not talking about a primitive religion here. This was a way of life. This was the backbone of the country. And yeah, okay, Christians came along, pagan Romans came along and decimated them. And I will play the old England song in a bit, but they took them out. There was a reason, because they wanted to rule the country. And they weren't going to do that without getting rid of the Druids first. And my point is that we've had loads of those people before, but the spiritual intermediaries, I don't necessarily believe that a priest talks to his God. Well, he does talk to his God, but whether his God listens, I don't see this from a practical point of view. I don't see the Christian God, which is a desert-based God, answering prayers anywhere else outside the desert. Now, that's just my opinion, my personal opinion. But if you wanted to go speak to the Christian God, I think you have to go to where the Christian God is. These gods and goddesses that are local, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. But hey, lots of things about religion doesn't make sense to me. I'm not an atheist, but I believe that the word believe is be-lie. B-E-L-I-E. And then you put an F in it or a V in it, but it's got the word be a lie in it. And where you can maintain sacred groves and act as intermediaries between local tribes and the other world. This is strong, powerful stuff. I walk these sacred groves. I'm not acting as, well, I have acted as an intermediary. I have passed on messages to people. But I'm not trained as a druid as in 20 years. I've done druidry training, yes, but the metallurgy, I haven't touched that. The judges and political leaders, we didn't touch any of that. The druid training, I've done law to a certain extent, and divination, absolutely. And I've written poetry, I've done the bardic side of things. But what they learnt in 20 years, I've done like maybe 30 years. And I haven't even touched what they know. So the role of the wise women, the early witches, the druidic hierarchy was dismantled by the Roman and Christian forces. The traditions of the wise woman, the cunning folk, often persisted in more localized hidden forms. They still do to this day. The tooth fairy, Christmas, it's there if you really want to look. Even the days of the week, sorry guys, it's there. They were defined by survival and community service. I mean, healers and pharmacists. I've studied healing most of my life. I've studied herbalism most of my life. These women knew it intimately. They had medicinal and poisonous plants, the way of the poisoner. It's quite a fascinating path. Got to be really careful. I read this stuff. I'm not playing with it. They were called upon communities during times of illness and famine. Diviners and seers. Spaewives. They practiced divination by reading omens from flights of birds, animal patterns, or casting bones and stones to reveal hidden truths. A seer does not want to get too much right. It really, really does not want to get too much right. The ones that do before a battle. Both sides have got seers saying, yeah, go ahead, you'll win. Ooh. They were also the keepers of the mystery traditions. If you've ever been down to Glastonbury, the old Isle of Avalon, there's still to this day communities of priestesses. The Sisterhood of Avalon they maintain the sacred sites, initiation rites, and act keepers of seasonal rituals. You go to Avebury, I think it's even next weekend, there's a Gorstead where you can go and perform your bardery poems and dress up in cloaks. Go down to Stonehenge, there'll be people there. The modern day neo-druid spirits, sort of, yeah, it's like functioning as spiritual intermediaries, but bringing into the landscape as well as. And it's the between life and death, human spirit, wilderness and settlement, that sort of thing. There is a shared societal influence and suppression. So both groups, both the wise women and the druids, shared a worldview where spiritual power was derived from a relationship with the land and the ancestors. Because their authority existed outside state or church control, they were often viewed as threats to. while later Christian authorities often viewed the practices of wise women as pagan superstitions or the devil's work, leading to centuries of suppression. Despite this, their legacy survived through folk customs, seasonal festivals, and the underground stream of traditional healing and seership. So, yeah, we endured. It's, as I said at the beginning of the show today, it is in the English way, the British way of endurance. We hold. We've held through a lot of upheaval over the many, many centuries. I was thinking, I was looking at one of the old history things that have just coming out again. They're just sort of rehashing the old history stuff about 1066 and the Battle of Hastings. Now, the Saxons, I'm not sure of my history here of but the French came over and invaded, and they brought their language, and so the people living here, the guy that Alfred got an arrow in the eye, died. Oh no, it was King Harold. Again, I'm not looking at my notes, but there was a huge upheaval from the villages and the towns across England. They did the Doomsday Book, where they recorded everything down, so it means people had to pay tax. We lost a lot of the language, became sort of French and German language was imposed upon us. And then, for centuries, there was like the hierarchy was suddenly here. Suddenly you had the wealthy class and the poor class. Now that was only introduced in 1066. You may have had a few landowners, but yeah, not half as much as the barons that came over from France. But again, we were primitive. We got conquered. It's kind of nature's way. Then again, in the Enclosure Acts of 1755, where all of the lands, the common lands, was taken by the wealthier class. And it's like each time these things have happened, there must have been quite a few in between, upheavals to the way of life for the common person and how they survived. The reason that I'm going into this is because it brings it right up to date. We're going through an upheaval of our way of life. It's there. Doesn't matter if you want to say, oh, it's not happening in my neighborhood. Just go down the road a little bit. It's there. And these are major upheavals. And it's like, yeah, but we survived them before. We can survive them again. Old England.
Old England's echo. Breathe the mist, remember the moon. From silence to song, we are reborn. Roots below and stars above.
Old England still speaks to us every morning.
With breath.
The stones still hum where the rivers bend, whispering tales that never quite end. Roots remember what the crowns forget. Dreams sow seeds where hearts once met. The land breathes slow through hidden veins. Old songs awaken in the rains. The mist curls softly through memory's gate. Time folds inwards, yet we must create. Breathe in the soil, the dew, the soul, the past through present breath, and weave new life from ancient death. The wheel turns not in haste, but grace. Each soul a mirror, each age a face.
From
Walk between worlds with open eyes. The old gods rise where the new sun lies. Walk between worlds with open eyes. The old gods rise, and the sun will too.
Old England calls, we answer true. Through stone and stream, through me and you. Round and round the echoes spin. The spell begins and begins again. The spell begins and begins again. The spell begins and begins again. We are woven, we are true. We walk this path in the mist with you.
I love old England. I love all of the lands. England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, the Isles of Albion. It's a very special place. And it's been home to millions upon millions. And I don't have a problem with people coming here and settling and living and being part of the land. I think the land will reject those that don't want to be here, that want to sort of cause trouble. Eventually the land will. It may take a couple of centuries. Yeah. You think you're empty. You think there's nothing left. But you keep finding one more breath, one more step. That well runs deeper than you know. Dark Moon Radio. Trust what's inside. Trust what's inside. Absolutely. The world will do its thing, whether you're just here to witness and observe. It's tough though. It's a tough one. Okay, so we've got one last song. Reasons. Come up with a reason. What's your reason today? Do you have a reason? Reasons to go on. Reasons to go on. Hold that line. Hold that line. Don't get caught. It's an obvious bind. It really is. It's obvious. Finding a reason to go on without drowning in an obvious con. It's a narrow line we're asked to walk, and we're not told to walk our talk. In a silent room we're told we have to endure. Truth isn't borrowed, truth isn't sold. But in my dreams and reasons I find many ways not to lose my mind. In my dreams and reasons I find so many ways not to lose my mind. In the private theatre of my dreams, there's no warden that stands at the door. I find
escape routes, and I find the codes, and I keep my mind intact. This world is built to shake you loose, strip you of what you thought was certain. Let it go. Let all the slogans
Hold that
and
mind.
fade away. Let it all fall away. For no one can lend you truth. No one can lease you certainty. You have to dig, you have to claim, you have to breathe your reasons to form your name. And when they come, and they come, you stop being lost, you stop apologizing, you step into the void. This world seems to be designed to lose all you can hold, letting go of what since birth you were sold. Reasons are your own to find and let flow. And once found, you are seriously in the know.
Once it lands, oh yes. Truth is borrowed, truth is sold. Break from the story, because it was told. That line, yeah, that line, hold that line, don't get caught. It's so obvious, it's just obvious. Hold that line. We will. We're still here.
You're still here. That counts for something. Dark Moon Radio.
And we'll be back tomorrow morning. But before we do that, we've got the Taoist stuff. Whoopsies. I forget these things sometimes. Where's my Taoist? 365 Days of the Tao. No, not that book. That one. And we are the 10th of March. My goodness. Seems to getting faster and faster. The light that does not shine. Its rising is not bright. Its settling is not dark. In Chinese poetry, transitions like dawn and dusk are never sharp. They unfold slowly, sometimes imperceptibly. Du Fu once described twilight as half night, half light, a time when the boundary thins and no rupture occurs. Just ignore the dog. Lao Tzu's line resists drama. It offers a pattern that does not dazzle or disappear. There's no climax, no curtain, just continuation. The Tao does not rise like a sun, nor fall like the moon. It stays steady beneath motion. Think of a candle nearing its end. The wick shortens, the flame does not panic. It flickers, leans, settles, still giving light. Lao Tzu invites us to see the consistency beneath change. The Tao's path is not a road with milestones. It's a field where movement continues without noise. Change happens without announcement. The sage learns to trust his rhythm, to meet it with calm, not calculation. We often mark life by events, birth, promotion, breakup, illness. But the Tao speaks to the spaces in between. Transition needs not be moments of crisis. They can be one part of one uninterrupted turning. To read this line as poetic is to miss its firmness. It counsels poise. Don't chase the bright. Don't fear the dark. Notice what stays the same as things change. The Tao is not a spotlight. It's the quiet current under all becoming. When we've just talking about change happens, big massive changes happen to society. And then I read this, and then my brain goes, ooh, okay. It's a field of movement which continues without noise. All right. It's this consistency beneath change. So change is the whole moving forward, whether you like it or not. Tough shit, basically. It's gonna happen. Part of one uninterrupted turning. This is why I like the Tao. Taoism is very, very smart and deep. Could mean a lot of things there. Yeah, you could sort of interpret it many ways, which is traditional, really. With, I suppose, is the Taoism a religion or a way of life? See, that's another question. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm not smart enough. Right. Well, I think we're done.
Broadcasting from the Witch's Waterways. You're inside the circle now.
Yep. We're broadcasting on mobile data. There is no plugs. There is no electricity coming to my boat, all run on solar and off generator. Without the generator, we would not get power because in England the solar is not strong enough and the batteries do not charge enough. Anybody who thinks that you could survive with just solar, well, good luck with that. It doesn't work in Britain. We ain't got the technology yet. Anyway, love you lots. Take care of yourselves and each other. It's been a great time. I'm going to disappear now. And I will be back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. There we go. Bye now.
I'm not here to soothe. I'm here to ignite. My words are blades and balm. Present stirs what's been buried deep. I am no longer asking for permission to speak. The ones that can hold me are already waking. It's a message for the ones who've also seen too much. You've been told, soften, dim, dilute. But I see what you'll really carry. I'm not here to fix it. I'm here to call you up. You're not alone. You're not broken. You're a catalyst, same as me. Welcome home. You're not a helper. You're a threshold guardian. I work for those who are buried, both broken and sense themselves fit. Here to catalyst. Not to rescue, but to reflect. You're tired of bypassing, shrinking, of hiding your flame. I'm here to show you how to weave your pain to power. More soften and rise. Rebuild from the ashes. Stop pretending you're not already power. This is a message for the one who's always been too much. You've been told to soften, dim, dilute, but I see what you're really carrying. I'm not here to fix you, I'm here to call you up. You're not alone, you're not broken, you're a catalyst, same as me. Welcome home. You're not here to coddle, you're here to catalyze. You're not misunderstood, you're just early.
Magic is not something you believe in, it's something you practice.